most of the time, if everything is set up right, they won't be able to do it. There are disks. I do believe that this law is valid in the US, but I'm not sure for the rest of the world, where they are allowed to keep the disks for like 10 years if they're encrypted or something like that. But it doesn't really help that much because the case is not going to drag on for 10 years, and you are not going to devote that many resources for 10 years to actually unencrypt it. But okay, maybe they have some other methods. There probably is a reason for it. Anyway, I just want to make a short intro and demonstration as to what encryption is and how it can be used in various scenarios and how secure it is. It is very secure as long as you and only you know the encryption key. If you're typing in your encryption key in a public place or something of a kind, that can be a very bad idea for you. Anyway, let's go ahead and make some preparations for LUKS, because we're going to need to do a few things here. One of the first things that we will need to do is create a new hard drive. Well, add a new hard drive to this virtual machine. So let's go ahead and close it. Well, I can actually just power it off the regular way. Click here, power off. Power off. I could have shut it off through the terminal. I think I showed you that once. Just type in power off and it goes down like no man's business. Okay, so while this is happening, I have my recorder there. Doesn't really matter. Let's go ahead and expand this. And where is it? Where is it? Down here. Okay, so Red Hat, we go into settings, and as before, we go into storage, click on controller SATA, click on add hard disk, create new hard disk, next, we will name this one LUKS, as that is its purpose. I will just leave it at 8 gigabytes because we will seriously not need more. I could probably even put it in megabytes as well, but it doesn't really matter. Go ahead and click on create, and there you go. This is going to be our third hard drive that we will add to our virtual machine. Go ahead and click on OK here, and then open up your Red Hat. We will need to do a few things with this drive before we actually get into the crypto setup. It's actually crypt setup. I don't know. Most people just pronounce it crypto setup. When you type in the command, it's crypt setup. Not a big deal. I'll show you how it works. It's a fairly simple command. It's used for LUKS, and it has a lot of arguments that you can pass to it, which is fantastic. But usually any command that you issue with crypto setup, it's not very long, so you don't need to immediately know all the details. You can just go one by one by one by one, and eventually you are going to get it. So this machine is booting. It's going to boot soon enough. Virtual machine's kind of slow. It's getting on my nerves, but what can you really do about it? I think my physical machine is a lot faster than this. Test. Yep, there we go. So test, and come on, boot, please. I am waiting. Would you be so kind? Yes, you would be very kind and to oblige me, and it would work. We'll just go ahead and get rid of that message for VirtualBox guest editions. I know that they're not working to the fullest of extents, but the idea is this full screen window. So go ahead and click on terminal. Let's go ahead and type in fdisk-l. Oops, yeah, we need to become root. fdisk-l. And do we have what we are looking for? Where is it? Red Hat root SDB123 SDA, and there we go. So the first one is actually SDC. We will leave it as it is. No need to really do anything with it now. So let's just go ahead and play around with the whole disk because I really haven't created anything on it. As you can see, I just created the disk itself. Oh, by the way, you can actually press Ctrl L to clear the screen as well, apparently. I prefer to use clear. It's kind of difficult to press Ctrl and L with the same hand. They're quite far apart, but yeah, just a bit of extra info, that's all. If you use two hands, and it will be fine. Yeah. So we will need to create our volume group, another one. So disregard those things that we've done thus far. Don't touch, you can touch them if you wish. Feel free to do whatever you want with them, but we are going to create a new volume group. Now keep in mind, all of these disks that I have created and all of their partitions, I have done it in gigabytes because I have plenty of spare space here, but if you don't, feel free to do it in megabytes. I'm pretty sure that you have a couple of megabytes spare space on a drive. If you don't, well, you need to think about that drive because it's not good to actually run out of space like that. Anyway, go ahead and type in VG create, and then we're gonna name it Lux group. After that, we will say dev SDC physical volume dev SDC successfully created, volume group Lux group successfully created. Good. Now let's go ahead and do LV create. So LV create N, and we shall name this Lux. I don't know. Let's go ahead and do this. So LV Lux logical volume Lux seems like an okay name. And then we're going to need to define the size. Notice that I am using a bit of a different order here. It doesn't really matter, it'll be fine. Some things you can shift around. So -L, and the size, I don't know, I've said 8 gigs. I think we can add 7. It doesn't, the size is completely irrelevant here. I literally couldn't care less about the size. As I said, it can be anything. I am going to delete these drives anyway, so it doesn't matter. And probably you will too. So they're just for playing around. Feel free to assign anything that you physically can, and that's it. And we will go ahead and add the group, which will be Lux group. That's it. Press enter. Logical volume LV Lux created. If we do LVS, oops, let's just go ahead and expand this. Clear. LVS. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look. There we go. So LV Lux volume group Lux group. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and clear screen. VGS. It says a Lux group has one physical volume, has one logical volume. Excellent. So all is well, all is fine, all is dandy. We didn't have any partitions here or anything like that. I've just taken the whole disk and I will play around with it, and then I will create some things and do some things with it, and so on and so forth. Anyway, in the next tutorial we will go to crypt setup, and we'll see how the process of encryption actually works and what else do you need to do, what do you need to do in order to encrypt your drives and have your files stored in a secure fashion so you can sleep better at night. Anyway, I would like to bid you all farewell, and I sincerely hope to see you in the follow-up tutorial. Hey, we can just go ahead and continue. So next up, that we have created this prep work, we need to go ahead and type in well, this is cry, but PT crypt setup. After that, we can type in hyphen or dash help, and you see we have a lot of options, but notice that options here are a bit different. So you have where is it? Look, this is how you would type the arguments.